What if everything you believed about success was a lie? What if the real dream isn't working harder, longer hours, chasing promotions, but working less, living more, and finding freedom right now? This isn't about quitting your job tomorrow. It's about waking up to a world where time is yours, not your boss's, where you make money while you sleep and live life on your terms, not someday, but today. This is the story of how one man escaped the 9-to-5 trap and discovered a new way to live. It's not fiction. It's a blueprint. And if you listen closely, you'll realize this might just be your way out too. So stay with me, because this one book has changed thousands of lives. And by the end of this video, it just might change yours. They told us the path was simple. Study hard, get a good job, climb the ladder, retire at 60, and then, maybe, start living. But what if that's the biggest lie we've ever been told? Tim Ferriss was living that exact life. He had the job, the paycheck, the so-called success. But inside, he felt trapped, exhausted. He worked 12 to 14 hours a day, glued to his screen, answering emails like a robot. Money was coming in, but life was slipping away. No peace, no time, no freedom. Just a constant rush to meet deadlines, to impress clients, to survive another Monday. And then he did something most people are too afraid to do. He stopped. He stepped back. And he asked the one question that changed everything. What if I could design my life instead of just accepting it? That's when he discovered a hidden world. A world where people weren't waiting for retirement. They were living now. Traveling the world, working only a few hours a week, earning more than ever, without being tied to a desk. They weren't millionaires, but they had something more powerful: time and freedom. They were the new rich. People who'd stopped trading their life for a paycheck and started building a life that actually felt worth living. This isn't about being lazy. It's about being smart. It's about asking, why wait 40 years to be free when you can build freedom starting today? And here's the truth no one wants to admit. Most people aren't afraid of being broke. They're afraid of breaking the rules, afraid of living differently, afraid of saying, no, I won't live life the way everyone else does. But Tim did. And that's how the 4-Hour Workweek was born. Not as a fantasy, but as a formula. A plan for people like you, who feel stuck, tired, or quietly dreaming of more. This is the beginning of a new story. Your story. Where time, freedom, and joy are no longer things you chase someday, but things you start creating right now. Are you ready to step off the treadmill and start designing the life you were meant to live? Let's keep going. Everyone says they want to be rich, but have you ever stopped to ask why? Is it really about the money? Or is it about something deeper, something we rarely say out loud? We want freedom. We want to wake up when we're rested, not when an alarm screams. We want to go where we want, be with who we love, and do work that lights us up, not just pays the bills. That is real wealth. But somewhere along the way, we got tricked. We were told that success means a big salary, a fancy title, maybe a corner office. But here's the truth Tim Ferriss uncovered. Success without freedom is just a golden cage. What's the point of earning 6 figures if you can't take a walk in the middle of the day? What's the point of being rich if you're too exhausted to enjoy it? Too busy replying to emails, managing stress, skipping birthdays, missing sunsets? Tim saw it firsthand. He had more money than he ever imagined, but no time to live. And then he met people who flipped the script. They didn't earn millions, but they had what most millionaires wish they had: control over their time. These people chose when to work, where to work, and if they even wanted to work that day. They weren't living for someday. They were living now. And that's when Tim realized, true success isn't just about having money, it's about having the freedom to live life on your own terms. You don't need a mansion, you need mobility. You don't need 10 cars, you need choice. You don't need to wait for retirement, you need purpose today. This is what the new rich understand. You can always earn back money, but you can never earn back lost time. So maybe it's time you asked yourself, are you chasing money because you think it'll give you freedom? Or are you ready to flip it and chase freedom first? Because once you realize that success is measured in moments, not just numbers in a bank, everything changes. The goal isn't to die rich. The goal is to live richly. And it all starts with redefining what success really means to you. You know what stops most people from chasing freedom? Not money. not time. Fear. It whispers, what if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I lose everything? It paralyzes us, not with actual danger, but with imagined disasters that never happen. Tim Ferriss was there too. Before he built the life of his dreams, he was stuck in a cycle of anxiety. He wanted change, but fear had him frozen, until he did something radical, something almost no one does. He didn't just set goals, he set fears. Fear setting. It sounds strange, doesn't it? But it might be the most powerful tool you'll ever use. Here's how it works. Step 1, you ask yourself the scary question. What's the worst that could happen if I made this change? You write it down, in detail. Losing your job, losing money, people judging you, embarrassment. Now, step 2, you ask, how likely is this to happen? And if it did, how would I recover? And suddenly you start to realize the fear isn't as big as it felt. The worst case scenario? It's uncomfortable, but it's not the end of your life. You'd find a way. You always do. Tim did this before every big decision, before he left his job, before he took his first mini-retirement, before he launched a business that ran on autopilot. And what he found was life-changing. Most of the fear we carry is just smoke. Loud, scary, but not real. You see, the real danger isn't failure. It's regret. It's waking up 10 years from now, wondering what your life could have been, if only you'd tried. The people who live extraordinary lives, they feel fear too. They just don't let it decide for them. They look fear in the eye, they study it, break it down, and then they move forward anyway. So here's the question Tim asks you now. What's scarier, trying and failing, or never trying and always wondering? You don't need more confidence, you need more clarity. And sometimes, the only thing standing between you and a completely new life is the courage to write down the fear and walk through it. Let's be honest. Most of us are busy. Emails, calls, meetings, deadlines. The day ends, and we wonder, what did I even get done? We confuse motion with progress, activity with achievement. But what if I told you 80% of what you do doesn't matter? That's not an opinion. It's a principle. Pareto's Law, the 80-20 rule. It says 80% of your results come from just 20% of your efforts, which means most of what's on your to-do list. It's noise, distraction. It keeps you looking productive, but never really moving forward. Tim Ferriss discovered this when he was drowning in work. Dozens of clients, hundreds of emails, burnout creeping in. But then he did something simple yet radical. He looked at his income and realized that 80% of his revenue came from just 2 clients. The rest, they caused the most stress, ate up his time, and barely paid. So he let them go. He cut the noise. He focused on the few things that actually moved the needle. And guess what? His stress disappeared. His income stayed strong. And for the first time, he had time to live. That's the power of the 80-20 rule. It's not about doing more, it's about doing less, but doing the right things. Ask yourself, what are the 20% of actions that give you 80% of your results? And what are the 80% that only drain your energy, waste your hours, and leave you feeling stuck? Start cutting ruthlessly. Stop being busy. Start being effective. Because life isn't meant to be a never-ending checklist. It's meant to be focused, free, intentional. So before your next busy day begins, pause, look closer, and choose the few actions that actually build the life you want. Then eliminate the rest, unapologetically. That's how you stop surviving and start thriving. Every morning, we wake up and get hit with a flood of noise. Notifications, news, social media, opinions, updates, trends, headlines, and we call it staying informed. But what if all this information was actually making us weaker? Tim Ferriss calls it an addiction, not to drugs, but to distraction. We're drowning in things we don't need to know, scrolling endlessly, reading articles that don't change our lives, listening to gossip that brings no growth. And here's the dark truth. Most of what we consume, we'll forget in 24 hours, yet we spend hours on it, every single day. That's why Tim created what he calls the low information diet, not for your body, but for your mind. It's simple. Stop reading the news every morning. Unfollow pages that don't teach or inspire. Turn off notifications that pull you into endless loops. Because here's the truth. More information doesn't equal more progress. In fact, it usually creates confusion, paralysis, and procrastination. Tim realized, if something truly matters, it will find you. A friend will mention it. It'll reach you when it's actually relevant. Until then, Protect your focus like gold, because focus is your new currency. And in a world that's always screaming for your attention, silence is a superpower. This isn't about ignorance, it's about being intentional, learning deeply, creating boldly, and cutting out the noise that keeps you passive. Tim didn't just consume, he created, he wrote, built, launched, and that's how he bought back his time and rewrote his life. So here's the question for you. Are you living your life or watching other people live theirs? Because every minute spent consuming mindless content is a minute stolen from your purpose. Start today. Turn down the volume on the world and turn up the volume on your vision. Imagine this. You wake up, stretch, sip your coffee slowly, your inbox is empty, your bills are paid, your schedule is clean. But wait, you didn't check your emails, you didn't book those meetings, you didn't even touch your to-do list. Someone else did it for you. Sounds like a fantasy? For Tim Ferriss, this became reality, and it starts with one powerful idea. You don't have to do it all. For years, Tim tried to juggle everything. Emails, customer service, accounting, scheduling, every small task chained him to his laptop. Until one day, he realized something simple but life-changing. His time was too valuable to waste on $10 tasks. So he hired help, not in an office, but across the world. Virtual assistants, people trained, skilled, and ready to take on the busy work for a fraction of the cost. And suddenly, Tim had time. Time to build, create, think, breathe. He wasn't managing chaos anymore. He was designing his life. Here's the truth. There are people right now, talented, affordable, and efficient, who can handle the tasks you hate. They can schedule your appointments, answer your emails, update your website, manage your calendar, research, support, follow-ups. And while they do that, you get to focus on what truly matters: the business, the strategy, the freedom, the life. Most people never do this. They think, I'll do it myself, it's faster. But that mindset keeps you small, keeps you stuck, keeps you overwhelmed. You don't grow by doing everything, you grow by letting go. Tim built a team around his life, people who worked for him so he could work on his dream. And now it's your turn to ask, what are you doing today that someone else could do better, faster, cheaper? Because the moment you start outsourcing is the moment you stop being a worker and start becoming the architect of your freedom. You don't need to do it alone. You just need the courage to delegate. What if you could stop trading hours for money? What if, while you slept, your bank account grew? While you traveled, your business ran on its own? That's not a fantasy. That's what Tim Ferriss calls a muse. A small, simple business that pays you to live freely. It's not a $1 million startup. It's not a giant company with investors and stress. It's a smart, automated income stream, built once and designed to run without you. For Tim, it was a supplement company. He didn't work in it day to day. He built it, systemized it, and handed the rest off. Orders came in, fulfillment happened, support was handled. And Tim, he was in Argentina, dancing tango. You see, the muse isn't about passion, it's about freedom. It's not about changing the world, it's about changing your life. And here's what most people get wrong. They think you need a huge idea to start a business, but you don't. You need a product that solves a small problem, a niche, a clear customer, and a system that runs without you micromanaging it every day. You can sell digital courses, you can create ebooks, you can drop ship products, you can offer templates, tools, or training, whatever it is. Your job is to build it once and let it go. Because freedom isn't found in working more. It's found in building something that works without you. Tim didn't want to be a CEO. He wanted to live, to travel, to write, to experience. And his muse made that possible. So ask yourself, what if you stopped thinking like an employee and started thinking like a creator? What small idea could you turn into a system? What product could you automate? What income could you build that keeps flowing while you chase your real dreams? Because the goal isn't just money, it's mobility, it's choice. It's the ability to say, I don't have to work today and I'm still earning. That's what the muse gives you. And once you build one, you'll never look at work the same way again. You've built your muse. You've created something real. But here comes the next big question. How do you keep it running without running yourself into the ground? This is where most people get stuck. They start a business for freedom and end up a prisoner to their own creation. Emails, orders, customer complaints, deadlines, stress. They're not free, they've just built a new cage. But Tim Ferriss found a different way, a smarter way. Automation. He didn't just delegate to people, he let systems and software do the work. From order processing to email replies, from billing to shipping to support, he built a machine, one that kept working even when he didn't. Imagine this, a customer buys your product. They get a confirmation instantly. The payment is processed, the order is sent. Their questions are answered, all without you lifting a finger. That's not luck. That's automation. There are tools for everything now. Email autoresponders, e-commerce platforms, chatbots, calendars that book meetings without back and forth, payment systems that run like clockwork. Each tool is a tiny worker, working 24/7, without sleep, without breaks, without mistakes. And together, they give you your life back. Because here's the truth Tim discovered. You don't need to do everything. You just need to build something that does it for you. And the best part? Once it's set up, you can disappear for a week and your business keeps going. No emergencies, no breakdowns, no burnout. That's not laziness. That's intelligent design. And this is the moment most people feel it. The shift, the freedom, the realization that life doesn't have to be this hard. You were never meant to hustle endlessly. You were meant to live fully, deeply, on your own terms. And with automation, you can. So now ask yourself, where are you still doing things manually? What tasks could be handled by a system? What's eating up your energy that a tool could handle while you sleep? Because freedom doesn't come from doing more. It comes from removing yourself from the process entirely. And when your business runs without you, you're finally free to start living. Imagine this, you're sipping coconut water on a sunny beach in Bali, watching the waves dance, and your phone buzzes. You've just made money. No boss, no 9 to 5. Just freedom. This isn't a fantasy. It's a reality for those who choose liberation over limitation. In the 4-Hour Workweek, Tim Ferriss introduces us to the ultimate reward of designing your life intentionally, the ability to work from anywhere in the world. But let's be real, it doesn't happen overnight. First, you must unlearn what society drilled into you. That success is chained to an office desk. That work ends only when the clock strikes 6 p.m., and that vacation is a privilege. Tim proved otherwise. He built businesses that ran without him. He tested his limits, fired himself from the traditional model, and rewrote the rules. He embraced the new rich lifestyle, a life where money is only one form of wealth. Time and mobility? Those are priceless. So how do you reach this level? Start small. Negotiate remote work. Explore mini retirements. Use tools that automate your income. Turn your skills into services or products that don't require your constant attention. Your laptop becomes your office. The world becomes your playground. Whether you're in the Himalayas, a cafe in Paris, or a forest retreat, you choose where and how to live. That's true liberation. This chapter isn't just about travel. It's about reclaiming control. It's about not waiting for permission to live fully. And if this vision excites you, then it's time to build the systems, apply the principles, and take that first step out of the traditional cage. Because freedom is just a decision away. In a world chained by routines and rules, one man broke free. Not by waiting for the perfect time, but by designing life on his own terms. After mastering automation and building a system that ran almost entirely without him, he looked beyond just earning a living. He wanted to start living. That's when liberation took on a new meaning. It wasn't just about escaping the 9 to 5, it was about redefining what freedom truly felt like. He sold most of his possessions, packed his essentials, and began a journey that took him from the streets of Tokyo to the beaches of Brazil. His business still ran in the background thanks to the systems he had built, and his life became proof that geography no longer needed to determine your destiny. He checked in with his team occasionally, refined strategies over coffee in Paris, and still watched the profits roll in. The office became obsolete. All he needed was a laptop and Wi-Fi. But then, a deeper realization struck him. Why should retirement be this far-off event reserved for old age? Why not take mini retirements throughout life, using each break to learn something new, immerse in another culture, or simply pause and breathe? He began planning intentional escapes. A few months in Argentina to dance tango and learn Spanish, half a year in India studying meditation, a season in South Africa volunteering for causes close to his heart. Each break wasn't an escape from work, but a return to life. These weren't vacations. They were reboots, allowing him to reflect, realign, and reimagine the next chapter of his journey. Through this lifestyle, he discovered that happiness isn't postponed, it's designed. The traditional model, work hard, retire at 60, and then enjoy life, was outdated. He was living proof that you could flip that script right now. In building a life of remote freedom and mini retirements, he didn't just create wealth. He created stories, experiences, and memories that no paycheck could ever match. He lived with purpose, passion, and peace. Not someday, but now. And that is the real secret of the new rich. They don't wait for permission to live. They write their own rules and redefine what it means to be truly free. In this journey through the 4-hour workweek, we discovered a powerful truth. Life isn't meant to be lived on autopilot, waiting for a someday that may never come. From escaping the 9-to-5 grind to building a muse that earns while you sleep, from outsourcing life's noise to designing a business that runs itself, this book isn't just advice, it's a call to action. When Tim Ferriss showed how we could liberate ourselves from office walls and work from anywhere in the world, it wasn't fantasy. It was a blueprint. And when he introduced the idea of mini retirements, he shattered the outdated belief that we should wait until the end of our lives to finally start living. Personally, this book flips your mindset. It challenges every normal we've been taught and dares us to reclaim time, freedom, and meaning right now. You don't have to wait until 60 to travel, to create, or to live with purpose. You just need the courage to design a life around what really matters to you. If this video sparked something in you, don't let it fade. Explore our other videos linked in the description, each one crafted to help you break limits, grow wiser, and live better. Don't forget to like, comment with your favorite takeaway, share this with someone trapped in the rat race, and subscribe to our channel Book Summary Vault for more powerful insights. Your dream life won't wait, neither should